Well, right now, on this segment of our live web stream broadcast, I want to include some people that we have here. Okay, come on up and come on. Hi there. Didn't we meet yesterday? No. Okay, come on. Mary Culley is here with us, and we just talked with Stephen Bowers from the Seminole Tribe of Florida, and
I'm with the Seminole Nation of Oklahoma.
and you're with the Seminole Nation of Oklahoma?
Yes.
Okay, all right. I was just giving my little rant about mascots because sometimes, and we'll get into your veterans issues, but this will segue into this.
Okay.
Because I was just talking about mascots because Stephen, being slide on over here, Mary, just a little bit more, and this is the picture on the left that we're using. So, hey, you know what? Our reservations in Oklahoma are right next to each other. So just pretend like you're the Seminole Res, and I'm the Sac and Fox Res,
Okay.
and right here's the Canadian River, and we just get right up next to each other.
It's something about that little shot up there.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so I was thinking, sometimes you'll hear the argument against, or actually to keep native mascots. One of the arguments that they use is, hey, what about the Florida Seminoles? The Florida, the Seminole, Tribal Council voted to keep it, embrace it. Chief Osceola, I think they embraced that, and so that's one thing that they use. And so, how do you feel about the mascot issue when it comes to the Florida Seminoles? I mean, it's a name that you guys use, but I guess it's the principle of the thing of using natives as a mascot. And I just went on a rant there that said, I'm not a zero tolerance person. I don't like the tomahawk chop. I can't stand Chief Wahoo from the Cleveland Indians, and Redskins, I'm finally convinced, has got to go because of the history and where that name comes from. And we're building momentum toward it. But being an Oklahoma Seminole, I know that at one time the Oklahoma Seminoles said, well, we're Seminoles too, and we don't support it. I think that was the tribe. But how do you feel about that?
Well, I mean, I understand with the Seminoles in Florida, I guess it's a mutual relationship between that university and the tribe, is my understanding. I don't know that I'm for or against it.
Okay.
I mean, because it's a relationship between them. To me, it doesn't really have anything to do with me personally as a Seminole, because that's not how I dress.
Right.
As a Seminole. So I don't know. I still practice, stomp dances. We have our own ceremonial runs that we attend to. And so what we do is not for show. So it's not, what they do down there is not necessarily something that my culture or the Seminoles in Oklahoma traditionally do today in Oklahoma.
Right.
It's completely different. So
Okay.
That's probably not an answer
You've never wrestled an alligator in Oklahoma?
No, I can't say I ever have.
Okay. Okay. Let's talk more about your
Veteran.
being here. And yeah, I see you've got a veteran ribbon on. And what brings you to NCAI?
Well, I work for the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs, Office of Tribal Government Relations. As a regional specialist, I have 55 tribes that I work with, where I assist them in collaborative efforts with VA in how we can better increase access to services and benefits for our Indian veteran population. And basically, I teach VA how to work with tribal nations. I teach tribal nations how to work with VA. I help tribal staff understand and learn what some of the processes and the programs are. We teach them some of the kinds of questions to ask so that when veterans come into our tribal facilities, they now understand the kind of questions that will get answers that will help them when they're working with VA, get them better services.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of services within VA that tribal nations didn't even know existed. So as we progress, and we're teaching staff the kinds of questions to ask and what services are there, And it's not just federal VA, it's even state VA, because State Department of Veterans Affairs often have programs different than what we have. So by teaching them what exists, that allows for more opportunities for access to benefits and programs they've earned that they didn't know existed. And so, for example, one of the things that I'm doing right now with the 6 or 7 Southern Plains tribes in Oklahoma and with the Cheyenne and Arapaho tribes in Oklahoma is the 8 tribes and I are working with local VA, state VA, nonprofit groups, Social Security, Office of Special Trustee, anybody that has a service or a program that's free for a veteran. We are doing a first ever intertribal stand down for homeless Native vets in Oklahoma, in Anadarko, Oklahoma. I don't know if you know Indian City, USA.
Oh yeah,
Well,
Dodge City.
Yeah. Well, that's where we're going to be, is in Anadarko. And so we have about 50 vendors lined up to come and provide services and support to our Native veteran homeless population. It's also a teaching tool for the VA, because, you know, like most programs, they work with social services. But with homeless vets and Native Americans, it's through housing programs. So not knowing to work with housing for homeless, they automatically think to work with social services.
Oh, okay.
So, and it's completely
It's
different
different.
with the
Yeah,
tribes.
yeah.
So by bringing these two entities together, that now allows for more opportunities for them to work together. It gives the tribes points of contacts of who they can call to be able to provide those services now. And because it builds that relationship between them, they're a lot more comfortable now calling these folks and saying, hey, I met you at this stand down. Here's the kind of services I need. So, and we look at everything from not just building that relationship between the two leadership components, but the staff themselves. And then it allows the veterans, because everything that we do, our agency holds 4 veteran summits throughout the year. We have 4 different regions that we work. There's like 4 of me in different regions.
Wow.
And,
How'd you learn to do that? Old Seminole tricks.
yeah, I guess so. But it's when we hold our summits, it's an opportunity for the vets to come to the summits themselves. They're free of charge. We don't charge. And so it's an opportunity for not just tribal staff, but the veterans to come and let the veterans ask us the questions. Let the veterans tell us, here's what we're missing when we do our outreach. Because then when they tell us, we take that back to the table with our bosses in Washington, D.C. So when we strategically plan how we're going to do this better next year, we have their input, and that's important to us. Without that veterans' input, we don't know if we're doing it right or we're doing it wrong. So when we do these summits, because it's free to the vets, we can get them to come out. Because we include that tribal component, it encourages them to come out. Plus the vets see if the tribal staff are working with us, that allows them to bring the ball down just a little bit more to start seeking services where they wouldn't seek them before. You know, technically, well, for example, Oklahoma. I have 39 tribes in Oklahoma. According to the 2010 statistics, I had 15,229 Indian vets in Oklahoma. Only which 3% were enrolled in VHA healthcare. So now, as we do outreach and we get them enrolled, that increases the number. And, you know, over the last couple of years, VA signed, you've probably heard, the National Reimbursement Agreement.
Yes. I just heard about it this year, just yesterday.
Well, so far today, we've paid out $13 million in reimbursement funds back to IHS facilities, back to tribal health facilities, because we're also encouraging tribal health to enroll in reimbursement with VA. So, you know, we're just looking, and it's pretty open, pretty broad. We tell the staff, whatever you can think of in ways of how you can collaborate with VA, bring it to the table, talk it out with leadership, and let's see what we can do. You know, anything that we can do to help better access services and benefits for our Indian vets, that's what my office tries to collaborate and do. So, and since I'm a vet, my father's a vet, my brother's a vet, for me it's important to be able to increase the ability to access services and benefits that a lot of our vets didn't know.
That's great. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for your work that you're doing, because there's a lot of vets in my family, and you know, there's a big need, and you're filling that void, and I really appreciate it. Thank you,
I
Mary
will
Culley.
be sure to leave my information with
yeah,
you.
and
Because if your families ever run into anything where they need assistance, I can connect you with whoever you need me to connect you with for a family member that is a vet, or anyone
Okay.
you know that's a vet.
yeah, if you have a business card or something, you can just put it right here. I'll put it in the list. Perhaps you could sign up. We have ready to launch. We're going to be launching 24/7 December 1st.
Okay.
So you could add you to our mailing list.
Okay.
And especially your email, because that's how, mailing list
Yes.
anymore
Oh,
is in
yeah.
paper.
Yeah. Yeah.
We should put emailing list on there. But
Okay.
thank you, Mary.
Thank
I
you.
really appreciate that.
Appreciate it.
Okay. All right. Thank you for joining us. And again, we're here at the National Congress of American Indians Convention, and I'm Harlan Mckosato from the Sac and Fox Tribe of Oklahoma, and we're just going to keep them coming in.